Hi guys, so today we're going through May reflections again for an NQ. If you guys haven't watched the one for EU, you guys can go check the video out. It should be linked in the description. So this will again be similar to the EU one. We'll just be going through all the trades that I could have taken. That's my strategy on NQ. Some of these trades I took, some of these trades I didn't take. So Monday, no news. So again, on no news Mondays, usually you wouldn't trade too high size or you wouldn't target all the way like up or anything. This one, I just targeted like a order block or something, not all the way to the high, because you would expect some sort of choppy price action. So yeah, that was the trade. On the 1 hour, we got a fair value gap right here, so it's a New York session trade probably. Yep, so New York session trade, yeah, most of them will be New York session trades, so more like continuations. So we're previously heading up, we sweep liquidity, enter some sort of higher time frame POI, which is a 1 hour fair value gap. We got a 1 minute confirmation. As you guys can see, the 5 minute there was nothing, but we got 1 minute confirmation, so just targeting probably that fair value gap or something, I don't know. Like a clear bias, I guess, not really drawn liquidity in this case, but 4 hour fair value gap, 1 hour fair value gap, and clear trend. And then just on the daily, this was the trade, so we respected that daily fair value gap, so a pretty clear trend as well, with that being my ultimate draw on liquidity for that week, which we ended up getting the next day. But I wouldn't expect to get that on a Monday with no news. New York session, I tend to use 1 minute entry model a bit more often. So daily, again, this is the 14th of May. So this is the one that we're looking at. So we respected this, so I'm still bullish. 4 hour, we took out this low. Now I'm targeting this high as it closed like this. So do we have news? Yeah, we got PPI, so probably trading after PPI. So after we went all the way down, we created a 5 minute fair value gap, so we're just entering there, targeting that drawn liquidity, and stops just above, like below that fair value gap. So this one was a bit clearer because it's a 5 minute entry model, so, and a 5 minute break of structure as well, as you guys can see. So higher time frame was just that higher time frame sweep. As you guys can see, we went all the way down, so we still have all this liquidity, so it's pretty primed to go up, and especially since we have a clear draw on liquidity as well. 17th of May is a London trade, so it'll be the exact same as if I was doing it on Forex. So no news Friday. So this is the candle right here. We're entering a fair value gap right here on a Friday, entering that daily fair value gap. So probably a short targeting that daily fair value gap, I would imagine. And 4 hour, we have a 4 hour bearish fair value gap created as well. So I would be more like not bearish long term, but just bearish for that day. So yeah, so that 4 hour fair value gap, we tapped into it, and a 1 hour order block as well, as you guys can see right here. So tapping into 1 hour order block, and then 4 hour fair value gap, targeting that daily fair value gap, and entry model is just a 1 minute, and after sweeping Asian session highs as well. As you guys can see, we sweep Asian session highs, didn't even close above that Asian session high. So Tuesday we got no, that's CAD, so no news Tuesday. This is the Tuesday candle because it's Thursday, so Wednesday, Tuesday. Here. So previously we got a daily fair value gap, got respected there, so I'm still bullish. And we got a 4 hour fair value gap right here. This is not even me marking out the fair value gap, so this is the liquidity. This liquidity that we swept. This is a 4 hour fair value gap from this all the way to here. So that's 2 higher time frame confluences already, higher time frame liquidity and higher time frame fair value gap. And also this is the equilibrium of this whole entire range. So we balance equilibrium, balance inefficiency, and we're also bullish on the higher time frame. So now on the 1 hour, oh, it's not a equilibrium, sorry, it's a 1 hour order block. So like it's a lot of overlapping things in it, I guess. So a lot of overlapping confluences. So 1 hour fair value gap and 1 hour order block tapped, 1 hour fair value gap respected, 4 hour fair value gap respected, 1 hour liquidity swept. Now we just need to look for a 1 minute entry after that 9:30, and then we're all good to go. Now I set a pretty small target right here. Should have left a little bit of size running, but yeah, probably because there was no news, so I probably was a bit doubtful, but in hindsight it was a pretty good trade. And I think I got a little bit messed up probably because of this fair value gap as well, which made me like not want to target all the way up here. But in hindsight, like all the evidence was there already. So I guess this fair value gap did create some sort of like a little bit of like a break of structure here. So I guess that's why I was a little bit afraid. But in those kind of circumstances, it's better to just target low and then set a runner, is what I think. Tuesday, again 10 p.m. US confidence. So this candle right here, so probably within here somewhere. I think I was mainly targeting this fair value gap to retrace into, because we got this big candle downwards, even though we haven't pushed past this. So with this big candle downwards, I'm probably expecting a retracement into that. So that was the 1 hour fair value gap we got right there. So we tapped into a 1 hour bearish fair value gap and then targeting those two. Here I don't have the trade marked out, but it was here somewhere. After tapping into that 1 hour fair value gap, as you guys can see, this is just that 1 hour fair value gap line, and we got 2 take profits. London session, so tapping into that 1 hour fair value gap as a higher time frame, we got drawn liquidity and probably a 1 minute fair value gap. And this one would have not gone through if you target all the way down here, but it would have hit the first take profit, get stopped out at the there, unless you put your stops above this fair value gap. I checked, it didn't go above that fair value gap, so take partials off here definitely. 29 New York session. Let's go through a London session first. So no news on Wednesday. 29, so this candle right here, you guys can see here, this is the trade. So targeting this low, overlapping with this fair value gap. Okay, so this is a weak low that I was targeting because this high didn't make it past. So we respected this fair value gap and we're slowly going down, creating new 1 hour fair value gaps. Creating one, respecting it here, creating another one, tapping into it. So that was my draw on liquidity. So we got draw on liquidity, we got higher time frame, 1 hour. And overall, the trend was sort of like bearish. So this is that trade here. And we also created a 4 hour fair value gap as well. You can just get equilibrium on the 5 minute after broke structure, so tapping into that equilibrium, you can enter stops above there and then targeting that low, and this is how it looks like. So it's not really like an exact London strategy, but we were in a market structure sell model, so that's why, because we also got that 1 hour fair value gap there, so that's why we just so that's the weak low right there, and that's the 1 hour fair value gap that we tapped into, and that's the equilibrium of the range that we use. So equilibrium of this range. Now London session, New York session, I think this is a trade in New York, probably because we tapped into that. So yeah, on 1 hour we got a 1 hour order block and a 4 hour fair value gap as well right there. 1 hour order block tapped into, so just targeting that 1 hour order block right there. Reason being, we already tapped into this fair value gap, so I'm not going to target this fair value gap, I'm going to target the order block, because if it already taps into the fair value gap, then I'm going to expect it to react off the order block instead as the next one to push price lower. So targeting that order block before it goes down. I wouldn't target all the way up there because I'm not having a bullish bias. This is a retracement trade, so this is not a trade where I'm expecting price to just go all the way up. I'm just expecting price to retrace into something to continue down. So in this case, I'm expecting it to retrace into the order block before going down, which I think it did respect this order block from what it looks like. So 5 minute fair value gap as a entry model right here. 30th, again, we got unemployment claims, pending home sales. So they're not like major news that you have to completely avoid, but it's good to just sort of look out for them because they are still red folder. So 30th of May is this candle right here. So we got a 1 hour fair value gap, and this is a 4 hour time frame, and so we got a 4 hour fair value gap as well, and we got a 4 hour order block right here as well, this candle, because we got a fair value gap here. So 4 hour order block, 4 hour fair value gap, and 1 hour something, 1 hour fair value gap as well. And we also swept Asian session highs, so sweep of liquidity, and we also swept London highs, so sweep of liquidity, tapping into high time frame, targeting that London low as I'll draw on liquidity. So 5 minute fair value gap, I think, yeah, 5 minute fair value gap created twice, so entered off here. I know this is moved over a bit, but entered off here. And we probably hit equilibrium of this range as well, so equilibrium of a higher time frame range. So that was that. Yep, so USD A30 news. This was that candle right there, 31st. This candle right here. So I think this is the trade, because this is the trade from before, from that 1 hour before. So this is the trade today. I mean, like on this day, I guess. So this is that 1 hour. This is a 4 hour fair value gap right here. There's probably another 1 hour something there. So we got a 4 hour fair value gap here that we respected. So when it comes to 4 hour, you don't have to be afraid if it goes all the way above that 4 hour fair value gap, because it doesn't necessarily mean that it's disrespecting it, because it's still closed below. So it's still closed below this 4 hour fair value gap, so I still respected it. So at some point in time, the 4 hour candle looked like it was going up like this, but it doesn't matter because it's not closing yet. So 1 hour fair value gap as well. So 1 hour fair value gap, 4 hour fair value gap, and I guess this is a 1 hour order block as well. And looking for some sort of entry model, there's a 5-minute fair value gap there. So above that, stops above that high, targeting that low, and targeting London session low, and just that. So it's a something like a market structure sell model, market maker sell model. So liquidity sweep, higher time frame, drawn liquidity being London lows, and then sweep of liquidity or entry model, 5-minute. So if you guys want to check out the 4 steps I need in more depth, it'll be a video, and then we also have a Euro USD May reflection video that you guys can check out as well. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.